Dire team ban. Radiant team pick.
Beastmaster.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Starladder.
Dire team pick.
Witch Doctor.
Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Starladder I-League Series, Season number 2. We are here with Slayerzzz or Dragneel versus Digital Chaos in a best-of-3 series. The winner of this particular series will move on to the playoffs for the American region. Of course, my name is Mont here on twitch.tv/Dota Starladder_EN. We are here in this first best-of-3 series. I am by myself today. As a bit, well, how do I put this? Last minute, I guess you could call it, coming into this series, so it'll just be me for now. I have to fix a couple of things real quick just to make sure well, that's probably a little too loud. Right here is going to be good. Okay, and we're good to go. So we're going to jump into the series, Slayerzzz versus Digital Chaos. This is probably one of the best series we're going to see, at least in terms of American teams going toe-to-toe. Although Digital Chaos definitely have the advantage in terms of odds, in terms of statistics. Everybody knows that this DC squad is very good. They almost went undefeated when it came to the Manila Major Qualifiers. They made it to Manila, and since then they have not really dropped too many games, if any. I should actually check that and make sure that I'm not just talking out of my ass, which there's a good chance I'm doing. For those of you that are interested in American Dota, you probably know who I am. I've been around the block casting a lot of American Dota games between Canada Cup, between Starladder, and obviously the Nanyang Championships yesterday. So I've done my fair share of American Dota reporting, and I'm here to tell you that Digital Chaos is now a pseudo-American team because they play from Phoenix, Arizona, an American squad. They've been doing a lot of American Dota playing. They played in the American Qualifiers for the Manila Major. They've been playing Canada Cup, where they haven't lost a game there either. They played against Fuse 6, which is the old Evernova S team, as well as FDL. So since the winter bracket final, Digital Chaos have yet to drop a game to anybody, I believe. They also played in StarSeries, but I think it was before the Manila Major Qualifiers. That's when they played in this particular tournament. Now, this is GSL style, so Digital Chaos had to beat Kingdom 2-0. And they moved on because of that. Then, of course, Dragneel had a 2-1 Infamous, and they moved on. Of course, the winner of this series will move on to the playoffs. That's the first spot. We'll have Infamous versus Kingdom after this series. It'll be right after, about 8 p.m. Eastern time. So another best-of-3 coming through. And then that'll, of course, be after that, Infamous versus Kingdom. Whoever wins that series will play against the loser of this series to determine who moves on from this particular group. So a lot of Dota action still to come. The I guess losers bracket finals, if you will, take place tomorrow, which I also be doing at about 5 p.m. Eastern. So Plenty of Dota to be had here on the Dota Starladder EN stream. Of course, this is all covered by Beyond the Summit here on the behalf of BTS, casting the Dota games for them. It's, of course, it's good to be back, actually. Just excited. This up a little bit more. This might be a little loud. Ooh, it does seem a little loud. Let's turn it down then. I'm trying to find the right level for my microphone, not get it too loud. This should be good. I think this is probably the best bet. So let's talk about the draft a little bit. Digital Chaos pick up Phoenix as their second pick. This is heroes getting picked more and more often now with the good old Aghanim Scepter change. A lot of people will try to rush that. It used to be where you'd go Midas and you just try to get a ton of items after you get that Midas, especially if you played in the offlane, but Phoenix is not played in that role anymore. Beastmaster, there's a good chance they play him in the offlane. I've seen a lot of support Beastmaster, but the American region, it's mostly been put in the offlane, which is fine. Dragon Slayers will pick up the Doom for themselves, the Witch Doctor, and Slardar. Slardar probably for the safe lane, Witch Doctor to support, and maybe the Doom is to support as well with the roaming jungle Doom. Could be offlane, not the best choice. Digital Chaos will pick up DK. Weeha loves to play this hero. He could get an IO with him, led by Misery, which could be picked up right now. It would be huge. Might be too many supports, though. Too many 4-position supports anyways. And in one draft. So I don't think it'll be IO, but DK is very strong. But Dragon Slayer is going for the Razor. The old counter to the DK now back in it. I think this was picked a little bit at Epicenter. I can't remember off the top of my head, but who cares? If you want to look up stats, you're more than willing to do so. More than welcome. Head over to Dota for Dat Dota or whatever. I don't care. It's up to you guys.
Reserve time.
1 minute left on reserve time. Hopefully everybody's battle passes are going well. You're getting good international rank games. I've yet to play a solo game, but I'm going to have to start doing that pretty soon. Play 40 games to get your MMR changed. And they do pick up IO, by the way. Oh, I was right. I thought there was too many 4-position supports here, but I guess the big problem is there's not much lockdown. However, you have a DK with an Ultra Dragon form, and I think Dragon Tail's pretty good in that regard. So you do have that stun. You have Roar, obviously, so good lockdown there. Supernova stun's kind of that. Tether slow is tough to take down the Razor. He's pretty speedy. Slardar as well. They can get out of bad situations. Even Doom with Scorched Earth will be tough to bring him down without any disables. So something they'll have to keep in mind and try to figure out what they want to do with their last pick. And maybe pick up a disabling here on the safe lane, like a Sven or something. Maybe not. Dragneel will go ahead and ban their last... Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. I did post this in chat, but somebody was updating for Dragneel for Windows 10. They've been playing with a couple of different players recently. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but the person that was updating, literally, like, he had Windows 10 installed, like, try to install right as the game started, so they had to pick up Diego Fan, which is not MJW, excuse me. It's Supercell. I should point out it is Supercell. I kind of got them confused and mixed up, but it is Diego Fan, which I believe is Supercell. And if I'm wrong about that, you can correct me. I thought it was MJW, but it's not. I don't want to, because I remember last time a Diego Fan played with somebody, he was Supercell. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. Draft almost completed. Jump with the last band coming up for Dragneel. Another band coming up for Digital Chaos as well.
5 seconds remaining.
See what we get going on here for our next pick.
Reserve time.
1 minute and 10 seconds left on reserve time coming out. Hopefully everything sounds good. Let me check chat and see if it's all strong. Good. Is everyone saying thanks, Mont? What did I do?
Radiant team pick.
No, I will not get in the ring. Please stop asking. Timber last band. Kind of interesting. Moo knows the power of that hero for sure. Moo knows that's a very strong hero, but I don't think he'll be playing it this game. Moo is one of the best offlaners currently, I think, in the world. A lot of people say he's one of the best in America. I think he's going to show his stuff at the Manila Major. I think he's going to be able to come up and have an amazing, amazing series of games just by his own volition, really, especially if you give him Nature's Prophet, which is available, by the way, but will probably not be picked, as they've already got their Beastmaster / Phoenix. One of those heroes is going to be put in the offlane for Moo. I haven't seen Moo play that much Beastmaster or Phoenix. He's a very wide hero pool, though, so I imagine he's fine with either of those choices. Or they could pick him up something here right now and give the Beastmaster safe lane or something, which is really early game oriented, and I'm actually kind of okay with it if they decide to go down that road. The last pick for Dragneel will come out shortly thereafter, as they've got the Razor Doom, Witch Doctor, Slardar. They probably will need an offlaner or a support. Gyrocopter is going to be the safe laner for Digital Chaos, so that'll be what we, what Resolution's playing. He's played this pretty often, so not a huge shocking surprise they go for this hero. It's just very easy to play gives you a lot of magical damage that maybe you're missing out on early on in this game. Pushing potential is pretty good with a DK on top of it. You can zone out very effectively. It's very hard to fight into a gyrocopter early on in the game. So Starladder, he wants to be able to fight early, but gyrocopter kind of stops that. And gyrocopter has magic damage to surpass that, I guess you could call armor buff for Starladder that he received with the armlet. So there's options here that Digital Chaos have. They can split push. They could just straight up farm until the end game. But more than likely, they'll push early on. They'll get level 6 of the Phoenix. They'll try to get Io level 6. They'll keep Io with the gyrocopter, relocate him in if necessary, or Io with the DK, which is the more common option because they Io DK mid combo, which Dragon Slayers will have to go up against on the Razor. Hopefully he gets some support from the Doom and the Witch Doctor, but Dragneel will have to be... They'll have to keep a keen eye here on how this thing progresses with Digital Chaos, how they start pushing and what time they push at. Because it's going to come eventually, you know that. And they're going to go for Clinks, so that's pretty interesting. It's going to be able to shred through the Io. It's going to be able to shred through the Phoenix pretty easily. Searing Arrow is definitely really strong to pick up the Desolator later on if you want to, which I think is a good choice against all of this armor from the DK. It's not a bad choice, but it certainly isn't something that fights super early on for snaking. And he is going to be playing that in the safe lane almost certainly. So we're going to get into the game here. It is going to be a Clink's last pick right now. I have to say, for DC, it's tough not to I guess, vote for them, to bet for them, to root for them, considering how much luck they've had in terms of winning games in the past couple of weeks. For Dragneel, you'd like to see them put up a fight here and do as best as they possibly can, but it's going to be tough. If there's a team besides Shazam that can beat DC, I think it's probably Dragneel, but this is a very tough series, and I would not be shocked if DC 2-0'd them.
10 seconds.
And then again, I mean, it's American Dota, so who knows what can happen. Honestly, I honestly have no goddamn idea, so. Boom! Jump into the game. Oh, no, I kept the Aurora on. I forgot to change it. I will probably, I don't know, I'll keep it on for this game, I think. It's not lagging or anything too much, so we should be okay. You guys get to see the new Aurora with her effect with the, I think it's spring terrain. No, it's not the terrain, actually. It's regular Dota. It's just the Aurora weather effect. We'll change it after this game, though, and make sure that we go back to normal Dota, because I know some people are kind of like, it's blue! Freaking out, if you will. Autism is abound. We'll jump into the series. Dragneel versus DC. Dragneel not having their Dragon Slayers icon, sadly. Oh, I forgot to open my own emoticon pack. I just realized that. Mason is going to be playing the mid Razor, which is interesting. It's thinking he's going to be playing the safe lane Clinks. Taking one of the old mid laners who played for Dignitas way back in the day. Supercell will be playing the Slaughter in the off lane, so he's going to be not in that safe lane role that like I thought he was going to be. KYH is going to be the support Doom, which is exactly what I thought he'd be doing. Moo does this every game, I feel like. He comes up to the, especially if he's raiding, just comes up here, gets vision, says, hey, how are you? I can see everything. Dragon obviously have no idea that he's there. But DC, they will go ahead and take the bottom rune. However, little do they know there's an observer ward that was placed down, I believe, by the Slaughter. He might have TP'd in to place it, or they might have just gotten somebody there quickly enough to do so. Bottom rune spot will be taken by DC. Top rune spot will be taken by Dragneel. It is going to be the Razor grabbing it up. He's got his boots first. But it is going to be Misery as well as Weehaw that he's playing up against. It's not easy. Wait till he gets another pretty aggressive ward down. This is an interesting one. How much vision does this actually get? So it gives you a straight line, kind of. That's kind of the only vision that you get, which is not the best thing in the world. All right, we're gonna practice using the buttons on the keyboard to switch between heroes. Israel will take a static link. They'll have 14 damage reduction, or damage taken from him rather, and that's a little unfortunate. But Phoenix, played by Saxa, the new god, is gonna be having a pretty good time. Cask will bounce up to the top lane. Wait till he's gonna rasp right click. Meanwhile, mid. Razor was getting chased down for a moment there, but so far so good. Head back top. The early game oriented lineup, Dragneel, they will have KYH jungling. He picks up an Iron Talon. The super jungling Doom. We'll see if he goes for that early point into that Infernal Blade, which I imagine he will. Saxa pops up the Fire Spirits. Slithering Crush will come out. They'll trade blows. Saxa will take a couple of take a right click or two. We probably shouldn't trade like this with him in the Slaughter. Although the Slaughter does not have too much regen, Saxa has even less, so something to keep in mind. It really comes down to how the Razor does this in mid lane. Right now, he's kind of keeping pace, but this is going to probably turn ugly pretty soon. Wrap around. Moo might be in trouble. They have Cask, but it's level 1, so they can't quite bring him down. Snake King, he's got Searing Arrows. Boom. Misery's going to wait for that 2-minute rune to come up. He's actually healing Weehaw back up with the bottle charge. The tether going through. Misery will rotate up here for a moment. Looks like he was kind of thinking about heading top. Cass goes on a move, but he's fine. Wait2's just zoning him out and harassing as best as possible. Misery getting chased down, and KYH. No, actually, the banner gets bottled up by Misery, and he has now some regen. And we have the Razor coming as well. The right click coming through. They get off the plasma field, doing some damage. KYH needs one right click, and they get the job done. The big range for Mason gets the kill. Stole 63 damage is why. That is first blood, so the bounty rune probably not worth it, and that's huge for the Razor, getting some gold. Getting on the board. He has 5 last hits, but now he's picked up a kill for himself, and I think he has something figured out right now. Bottle for himself, and then boot for KYH. So not bad. Top lane, Cass gonna go. They were chasing down Wait2 top lane, but the boar is not there to go in the slow. Staking might be in trouble as well. He's got the Wraith Band. Looking at CS, he's gonna get a couple of searing arrow shots in on him and the boar. Now the tether will go. Boot does deny nicely, but he's still taking harass from Staking. Staking looking to trade fine. Pretty effective. And now since the Razors he's got a one-on-one match between him and Weehaw, Razor's gonna have some more experience. He's gonna do a little bit of a better job CSing. He's still behind the DK, obviously, but it's not that bad because there's no IO here anymore. Witch Doctor will deny himself in the meantime. Oh, stinking. Hashtag the king getting chased down. Right clicks coming out. No boar. Might have been able to get that kill if there was. There's no regen for the Clinks, and in fact, there's nothing on the courier. I think there's nothing on the courier. I think they brought it out for Wait2, gave him his full soul ring, and they get the salve off as well. Now Snaky does have some regen. He also has mana. He needs it. 19 last hits. It's not the easiest to last hit with Clinks, but he's doing a pretty good job of it. Meanwhile, bottom lane, 17 for Resolution. What does the Starladder have? 1 last hit, so that's not particularly great for Supercell. He's got boots. Top lane, Cass gonna go out. Steering arrows. Strafe was already used. 2 right clicks needed. They might get this. They can't quite get in range. Wait2 needs 1 more, and he just couldn't get there in time to get the kill. Now IO tethers back to mid. Mason gets up to 14 last hits. He's now 2 behind that of the DK, not to mention getting first blood. So Wait2's actually in a really good position. Dragneel having a good start. The only problem is that the offlane is going pretty horrifically wrong. I mean, Supercell hasn't died or anything. He's got to pull the entire creep wave. He has a haste rune. He shouldn't go too far out of it. Well, just screw it. It'll pretty much get pulled to the tower, but there are 3 heroes down here for DC, including IO. There's a lot of experience in gold being able to be taken here, but they're going to go in. Fire Spirit, Icarus dive slow, good Slithering Crush, and Resolution can't get into range to use his Gyrocopter's Rocket Barrage. Hit up with a couple of spirits, but actually surviving is going to be Supercell. He's out of HP regen, though, and he's in some trouble. They can dive behind this tower, but KYH is in range to help him out. He does get that 1 point in Infernal Blade, level 2 score strength. He's going to walk in. TP's coming through Socks. They might get him stared up. There's the Plasma Field. They blow him up with the Infernal Blade, and Resolution now going toe-to-toe. Tether out. Nicely done. Misery going to make it away. Infernal Blade's down, but they have the ensnare coming in. Slithering Crush is going to go Rocket Barrage. Resolution not able to get that kill. They're going to turn it around. Plasma Field, rather, a static link off. Mason is very low. Bottle up here, but they live with about 100 HP, the both of them. They get 2 kills. They keep their tier 1 tower safe. They keep Supercell safe. While this is all happening, Staking's able to continue to farm up and get to 32 last hits. And so DC, not having the best start right now. They're down by 1,500 net worth. Cask will go through. It will not bounce to Moo. It's a good effort, but Wait2 will only get the kill onto the board and get some extra gold going his way.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's time to take the tower. Weeha's got to go to work. He doesn't have his Elder Dragon form, though, and this is a byproduct of having the IO in his lane for a little bit of time. You'd imagine at this point in time he'd have his level 6. He's just not quite there yet. He will after this creep wave, probably. Maybe not. I'm wrong. Still. Doesn't matter. Putting pressure on that. He does do a lot of damage to this tier 1 tower. Finally, the Razor will come back in with now an Aquila picked up. KYH level 5. Wow, this Doom having a great time. He's pretty much the offlaner at this point, because guess what? The Slaughter's level 4, he only has Boots of Speed, and that's it. And Courier-wise, I don't think he even has the Tranquils on the Courier. Resolution continues to farm up. He'll get his phase Aquila coming out pretty soon, I'd imagine. 94 damage stolen by Weehaw. Excuse me. Mason. Snaking, clarity up. Already used his Death Pact. Was looking for Moo probably, but he's back behind the tower. Down bottom, Supercell was getting chased down. Resolution room to tier 1. So I think DC, they're applying pressure at the right areas. I mean, they're definitely going for that tower. They're doing a good job of trying to fight, or at least trying to get some tower gold going their way. Staking will go ahead and continue to farm up. How boring. He's not really doing anything, but it's fine either way. Waitsu's going to be spotted out. Moo doesn't have Roar yet. It's still level 5. Breathe Fire going in. Spirit's hitting up on a Mason pretty hard. That'll do some damage. KYH, he's level 6. He's got Doom. He's ready to fight. I'm looking for maybe some sort of rotation. Mason might TP down there as well, as he's done already once in this game. It's a very slow-paced game for both squads. Tower not in deny range yet. TP's coming in. They're going to go for an IO. Tether with Dragneel up on the Mason. Now they're going to first dive in. He's in trouble. Can they keep him alive? Breathe Fire. Pops the ultimate. Last quick click. It's the Sunray that'll do the job. Weehaw. Now going to hit up the cast. It's going to bounce through. Go up to the Siege Creep. Does not bounce the way they need it to go. Doom's going to come in Inferno Blade. He gets it off, but it's still slowed down because of the Fire Spirits. That'll be the end of the engagement. Just for now. TPs are too late to the party, and therefore, they miss out on the kill, or at least the save. They get the tower down bottom. Resolution gets up the call down as well to make sure that Supercell can't get too much experience out of this. He will hit up level 5, but not level 6. Snake King trying to do some harass, but Slayerzzz is physical damage, so that armor is really helping out. TP's going to come back in. Here's the IO Tether coming with the overcharge to going back up. There's a static link, but D's about to break it. Only gets 56 damage. No phase boots or treads yet for Mason. I don't think there's any other courier either. Really want this tower. Not deny range yet. Plasma field will go. Weeha's Elder Dragon form is now done. And Moo does have his Roar up. He's level 6 now. So DC, they're starting to apply pressure in the right areas. They had a pretty, I wouldn't say rough early game, but it wasn't the best that they could have done. But they'll bounce back, I'm sure, nicely. They have a gank coming up to the top lane. Stocks on Misery, they pop down the sentry here just to make sure there is no ward. And there is an initiation potential here onto Waitsu with the Roar coming out, but Moo might have to go through the backside or just wait, I don't know. Axes, Roar comes in, Icarus dive flies, it'll hit up the Fire Spirits, and the Tether with the right click from Moo will do enough damage to get the kill. It's Phoenix that actually gets the last right click to get it done, but still. Nice gank. Waitsu was trying to get to his 6, unfortunately. Did not expect a 3-man gank. Mason comes back in. Tower's at deny range. Static Link will go. He's going to take a lot of that damage. It's 105. He can easily deny tower now. He's going to get it glyphed beforehand because they were glyphing up top, I believe. This is awkward. Really needs to get this deny, but Down's going to go, and Mason's in trouble. He's going to get brought down to Sunray. Breathe Fire, not even necessary. The Sunray will do the job with the Rocket Barrage on top of it, and they get the tower. It was in deny range if they glyphed it, but now there's a fight breaking out top. Doom is going to come out, and now Moo's in trouble getting chased down. Searing Arrows sprint. They need Southern Crush. He's pretty low, but he's fast as well. Supercell right in range now. Can use that Southern Crush to get the kill. The last right click will go to him. That'll get him up his level 6. He's going to get his amp damage now. TPing away. I don't believe it was the IO. This is Klink's actually getting that kill. Snake King brings him down rather quickly, especially now that he has his Blightstone. Good fight coming out for Dragneel. They'll defend their top tier 1 tower. Well, they do lose that tier 1 tower mid, and guess who's continuing this push is Weehaw. How are you? Okay, they're not going to chase him down. He's going to fight a double damage, and that's unfair, it seems like. Thinking not doing a bad job farming. This Klinks, he's doing his best. There is the armlet already for Weehaw. 10 minutes in, that tower helps him out so much. He gets up to his armlet. He's a little bit behind Snakey, and then, of course, Resolution leads the way with about 4,700. He's got a Helm of the Dominator. You can see stacks are already being taken, or not taken, but at least done. So, Snake King in range of the sentry. They know that he's there, and he seems to know something's up as well. Dust just went? No, I don't think so. Just smoke on Misery, no dust, though. I know he's gonna find the courier, though. That's, who's on that? I need a courier hotkey. They changed everything. I don't know what was on the courier. I can't tell you right now. Hold on a second.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Comma. There we go. This is just a Bassi, Aquila. It's full Aquila. Just wanted to make sure you guys saw what was on the courier. It's very important to me. Moo now with a almost full Necro 1 coming out. A little bit slower than maybe he would have liked, but still he's doing a pretty good job. They're looking for the kill onto the Slaughter, but he seems to know this is coming. He's gonna back up. Here comes the Clinks as well. Do they have detection? There's a sentry right there. They see Snaking. They have sentries and dust ready to go. Moo was about to pop it and go for the roar. They're gonna walk back in, Snaking. He's in trouble if he walks up any further, but here comes the rest of the team. This fight might break out. Moo might be in trouble. There's going to be the Elder Dragon form getting caught, and Weeha's in trouble. The Death Ward coming out. Great catch. Moo in trouble. Relocate in. Weeha almost dead. He's going to go down to base and right click. Now the call down comes in. Snaky will go down, but it's a 1-for-2 trade. Resolution gets duped up the Supernova, keeping everybody zoned back. Slithering Crush on the backside. Can he find a resolution? The relocate out. Saxa is left alone. He might be able to Icarus dive away and make it through. Going to try to get through with the Slaughter to get the Slithering Crush off, but Sox will be able to get out in time with a dive, more than likely. Nicely done. But he goes the wrong direction. Sunray almost bringing him down with the Inferno Blade. He will fall in the end. The Fire Spirits will not take him down. Supercell staying alive. They only lose the Clinks for that engagement. Really great fight for Dragneel when it's all said and done. 4-8 is the score. 12:45 in. You can see how much gold they got out of it. The Witch Doctor especially, 1,600 gold. Slaughter gets a little bit, gets towards his Blink Dagger. The Doom picks up 2,000 gold. And then the only one losing money, obviously, is going to be Snaking, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Not bad. Not bad at all coming out of that squad.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Resolution almost got his Yashin out for his SNY. Looks like there's going to be a fight top. We'll check that out momentarily. Snaking is going to be shadowing Weeha. Won't find anybody. They've done a great job for DC to put wards down and get sentries and get detection on Snaking. That's the biggest, I think, problem for a Clinks, especially if there's a gem coming out. Which at this point there isn't, but DC will probably get one sooner rather than later. He's got to picking up the Desolator. He needs one more Mithril Hammer. That he's going to do a lot of right-click damage. He's almost level. He is level 12 or level 11 now, so he has Death Pack level 2. And look for Weeha though. He's going to TP out. He's going to get out just before they look to engage, or at least thought about engaging. Sprazer's still sitting on treads and has picked up something else in the courier. It's an Ogre Club, so potential BKB for the Razor or SNY. A number of options coming out for the Razor himself. Maybe Dragonlance, who knows, honestly. Dragonlance is not a bad idea. Resolution, Sunrated Tether just to make sure he lives, but he does take up this big stack, and it's going to be his full Yashin now completed, flying out of the courier momentarily. He is now top of the net worth. You're in that position as a carrier where you want to be 1 to 2K net worth ahead of somebody, and it's a Shower Copter that's pretty damn solid. You don't like playing from behind, and he certainly isn't. So Resolution's the carry in this game for DC right now. He's doing a pretty good job of it. He's been in a couple of fights. He's survived. I don't think he's died yet. 2 assists, not the best. He could be involved in more kills, but he's done a great job of farming. Snaking's about to find Moo, who has dust, but that's it. No sentries here. So maybe a Blink Slithering Crush. They don't have it yet. Slaughter backs up. He was scared of Moo, but it's literally just Moo over here because everyone else is smoking down towards bottom. Moo is lucky to be alive right now, I feel like. They have no idea where they are. Finally, Sox and Resolution rotate towards top. They realize that nobody's down bottom. Weeha's like pushing alone. Like, okay, well, nobody's here, so I guess I can just push freely and not be caught. At least not yet. Slaughter really needs this Blink Dagger. He's getting close. He's 2 to 3 waves away before having it. Drum's been picked up for KYH, just a casual drum like you see on most support Dooms. A lot of utility items you could purchase up, and that being one of them. And it is a Sange for Mason, so SNY, probably. Could go Halberd if you wanted to. It'd be an interesting choice. It used to be for Silver Edge, but not anymore, I believe. What else does Sange build into? Just Halberd and SNY, so it's probably SNY. Snaking's Desolator, not quite there yet, and Resolution continues to eclipse the farm. Yasha's is done now, and Beastmaster's starting to close in onto that Necro 3. They have a 1,500 net worth advantage. Now fight breaking out mid, potentially. Snaking almost caught. Dust comes in too late. Move is there. A little too late to the party. And I'll have to rotate top now. Resolution's about to get this tower. The Glyph will go. Dire are coming in, but they're too late, I think. Clinks is not even there yet, and it's just him at this point. I'll try to deny this. And it's going to go down. Gyrocopter gets the last right click. Nicely done. He kind of waited, too, to make sure that Deny didn't come through from the clinks. Blink Dagger done for the Slaughter, so this is their time to engage. Digital Chaos, they have Weehaw taking up the front lines. Resolution's not far behind. They have good vision with the Hawks up as well. This is tough for Dragneel to fight into. Homing missile still falling, staking all the way around the world. They're looking for a backstab. Elder Dragon 4 Weehaw doesn't pop the armlet as he takes the plasma field, but still they're looking for that backstab. Here we go. Tether in. Weehaw. Jump in. Great Dragon Tail. Wow, that was insane. The roar comes out as well. Misery gets doomed up, but still they're in trouble. KYH. He'll fall. It's 2-for-1 exchange. They've already fought back now. He's probably going to relocate it. Snake King's Death Pact is down. Dusted up. They drop down the Phoenix Egg on top of it. The Rocket Barrage. They're going to corral them back into the base. Dragneel will stay alive for the time being. The cast will come through. Resolution being left behind, but that's fine. What a stun from Weehaw. That was instant. I don't know if he had vision. That was just crazy how fast that was. That's insane.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Misery taking some straight hits. Should stay alive. Snaking doesn't have quite the range he needs. Tether away. Ooh, that probably just killed him. Yep. Spirits will come through. Icarus dive. They're going to chase after Snaking. He could probably... No, he doesn't have TP. He's used it already. Good sunray damage. Saksa is just following him. Crazily. Shadow Walk, Breathe Fire. Detection, not there. Is he going to make it out alive? Snaking. Axes almost hit him. He'll make it away. Jump in, Slurry Crush. Saksa in trouble. No Icarus dive. Amp damage is up. The cast will go. It'll bounce. Death Ward getting the kill. They would like to chase after Weehaw, and they might continue on with Snaking, looking for Moo. He'll pop the Shadow Walk, the Skeleton Walk. There's the Drum Charge. Blink up and ready to go. Slurry Crush, the amp damage. Now all that armor that you have for a DK is gone. He'll pop the armlet. Takes a lot of damage. They use the Centaur Conqueror, Stomp for the Doom, and they get the kill. Down for 45 seconds is going to be that DK, and they will finally transition this into an objective when it's all said and done. Dragneel will take the fight. 0 for 3. Excellent engagement coming out from them. They're going to head right into Roche, too. DC a little too, I'd say, aggressive, trying to get that kill, especially without the Gyrocopter. By the way, buys a full Manta style instead of an SNY, which is interesting. Anyways, they'll take Roche rather quickly because guess what? They have a Slaughter on their team. That's something. Mason now has his full SNY. It did take him a while to get that farm, but he's actually at a Weehaw. Both heroes have one like good farming ability, which is Plasma Field and Breathe Fire. Is that Blade Mail coming up for the DK? It's interesting. It's a smart choice given who he's going up against in the Brazier. Not to mention there's Doom, which, by the way, KYH is a Blink Dagger. KYH, the, I think, Danish player for this squad. Pretty sure. The only European player for Dragneel, whereas DC, we've got quite a few. Moo being the only American. Ultimate Orb for Rezo, whether that's going to be... I mean, he already has Manta style, so he could go Lincoln Sphere, I suppose, against the Doom. Not to mention, like, Static Link and whatever. He'd more than likely be, I think, a Scotty just keeping tankier. I think, well, I don't know. Scotty's not the best choice on a Gyrocopter. Hawk's going to come through. Snaky's going to bypass it immediately. This is a Smoke of Deceit gank, and boy, it's going to be a good one if they can find the right initiation. He's got Roar. He's coming in from the backside. Sentries will not catch them. They're about to jump in. Blinks 3 and onto 2. Saksa blown up instantly. Moo. He's going to get the Roar off. He'll stay alive for now. Weehaw on the other side is doomed up already. Guess we're coming in. They've got the amp damage on. They're going to find that kill. Back over to Weehaw. They need to jump in and find this with a Blink and Fertile Blade. They're about to get it. There it is. Centaur Conqueror Stomp is it there in time. The animation. KYH. There it goes. They're going to find Weehaw. Through Crush. 3 dead. Great initiation. Good backstab from Dragneel. And DC... they'll lose 3 in the process. Resolution, again, not at the fray. No relocated for Misery. They were not together already for that initiation. And again, another tier 1 tower will go the way of to Dragneel as they get Mason up there. With his right clicks, they have way too nearby. Snakey's going to farm bottom. Kind of the group wave is going to be Starladder to make sure he pulls his back and gets some farm for the rest of his team as the plasma field comes through. They can't even take the tower, actually. They're not taking it because they have no creep wave here. Blow up the rest of the creep wave, then back up, I think. I don't believe they fight into this down. There's still all the ultimate stuff ready to go for DC. Either way. Another amazing fight coming out for Dragneel. It's 2 in a row. Right, back to even as we go to the net worth. You look at it, it's 15-6 of the kill score. DC, they've been doing what they needed to do in terms of objective taking, but the smokes from Dragneel have just been on point, honestly. They've been really good. Now Snaking will pick up an Ogre Club on top of that for perhaps a BKB. Wait and see if that's the case. Maybe he goes for like a Dragon Lance. I doubt it, but there's a possibility. This is after all, it's hashtag the king, so. Man, that Desolator amp damage blew up poor Soxa. He died very quickly. He has 4 total armor coming out, so he does not have the most armor in the world. Not to mention he's only got 1,000 total HP. So he gets hit twice by Death Pacted Clinks with our amp damage on and a Desolator hit. Not great. Aghatom's now done for way 2. This is a very important item that's pretty much game-winning if they get it all fully and completely. Digital Chaos will smoke up. They have good vision from the Boar and the Hawks, scouting things out, and nothing over at Roche. But right now for Dragneel, they're pretty much everybody's inside the base. Although Mason's probably about to get caught out. Maybe it's KYH. They're going to backstab here. DC looking for an initiation. They have no Blink Roar just yet from Moo. No Blink Dragon Tail, so they have to initiate with Icarus Dive or relocate in front or something like that. Pop the Fire Spirits. Everybody from Dragneel together. This could be a bad fray for them. Resolution. Smoke will break. They see it. DC. They're in vision of the ward. They'll have to back up immediately. Smoke almost successful for them, but they just stayed a bit too long. The smoke wore out, and then that was going to be it. DC can't get anything done with it. Instead, DK, speaking of Midas, by the way, all TP out, and they're going to head mid. Sunray to clear up the creep wave is doing a pretty good job. It's a pretty good ability. Not enough to clear all of it up. Supercell and Way2 standing in the tree line ready for an initiation. Sentry will be plopped down. Snake King will come in. They'll have to glyph up. From charge will go. Just to take this tower down a little bit quicker. For the high ground, they're waiting for the initiation from Supercell with a Blink Slitherine. Mason taking a lot of damage. He does have an Aegis, but I don't think he wants to give it up this easily. And I'll back away, not put this into deny range, even the Boar coming back. And so Dragneel will make the smart play and back together. Clear out that creep that was trying to stack up the Ancients. I don't think they try to contest this, but instead they're going to go for the last tier 1 tower of the game, which is in that top lane. There's a lot of money still in these towers for DC if Dragneel can get to them. Very good vision of what's going on mid right now. Dragneel understand exactly where DC are. They're only really good ward of the game. A lot of defensive wards coming out from the Radiant squad as well. Top lane. Like I said, this is where they're going to make their move to. Oh, Snake King almost got caught, I think. Not sure if they had vision. Resolution does buy the Scotty, which I was incredulous about, but now understand to believe that he's gone for the item. Snake King's still looking for this backstab. They have to put some sentries down. They don't have the gem up ready to go. Misery bought a Ghost Scepter instead, which is a fine choice. And then Dragneel just back up. They don't want to get caught out of position, which is fine. They're playing this very passively, very patiently. They even popped the Necro 3, so now Moo, he'll have that True Sight if they pop into Snaking, but they're actually going to head into the jungle, ping it out. They're looking for Supercell. Mason's there as well. This could be a big fight for DC, their first big fight of the game, but they can't quite get into initiation range. Again, they don't have that Blink Roar. They don't have Blink Dragon Tail. The smoke will break. Way2 knows this. They back up immediately. And again, another failed smoke for Digital Chaos does not give them anything fruitful to work with. Oh, DC are really just relying on Resolution at this point, split push to get enough farm, because when the game goes late enough, he's going to be the one to do all the work. And there's a BKB almost done for the Razor. Snaking, what did he end up buying? His BKB is just about done. So even with the initiation potential, they'll have to go into 2 BKB heroes. Roar's going to keep them locked down, but that's it. Supernova, Sunray, all that stuff's not going to be really effective in the next team fight, at least against those 2 heroes. So Dragneel are making the right plays again. DC they've played this correctly as well by getting all the towers, by pushing, by picking the objectives. But if they had 1 or 2 of those smokies and they were successful at those smokies, they could actually transition that into taking more objectives. But the problem is, every single smoke cake hasn't worked. They have 6 kills. It's not going very well. Yeah, now they have BKB. Dragneel might end the winning streak for DC here. It is a best-of-3 series, so DC don't need to concern themselves with just this first game. Although, if there's any team that's going to be able to come back from, what, a 3,000 deficit, 2,000, it's probably DC. I wouldn't even call it a deficit at 26 minutes into the game. It's not that big. Roche, not up anytime soon. They just lost the Aegis for Mason. Game's turning very boring very quickly. But DC will probably take the students out for free. It's kind of interesting how DC put a lot of pressure on defending their own towers while taking others, and Dragneel just kind of give this away for free. They're not in any real hurry to defend this. They'll smoke up, but there is Observer Wards and Hawks. They did not scout it. Resolution walked over there as if to say, we're ready to fight, but they'll all TP out instead. So this time, Dragneel will not find anything fruitful with their smoke. Maybe they will. Snaky's going to be the first one to move forward, and he's going to walk into Moo and everybody else. KYH has got Blink. He's looking for a Doom. He's going to find it on Moo, perhaps. Relocate out. Misery might be in trouble. Good Slithering Crush. Tether already done now. Good Rocket Barrage. Black Cannon damage. Now the Death Ward coming out. Resolution going to town. Going right to work on Way 2. He's low, but not low enough. So far, 2-for-1 exchange. Snaky gets the Death Pact up. Centaur Conqueror stop. They'll lose Resolution. Snaky now in trouble getting Dragontail up. They've got plenty of damage. The Supernova on top of that. They will break down the egg, but now it is a 2 versus 1. Weehaw getting double teamed by Mason and KYH. Look at the Eye of the Storm go to work. Look at the static link damage. Well, at least he had it for a period of time. It is gone now. He's dead for 60 seconds. And he'll get Mason a double kill. That is a huge fight. Snaking getting that death pack off and making sure they brought down Resolution. Huge engagement. And they will find Roche within about 10 seconds if he decided to wait inside the pit. KYH going to be a little bit too antsy and not head over there. But it is a 5-for-0 exchange. And Warcraft does not dip down that far, actually, so it's not that bad of a trade for DCU, all things considered, but still not the best either. You just see how quickly this turns badly. KYH has that blink, which is the most important item in the game, I think, at this point. He doesn't get that blink doom off, all of a sudden the fight turns, they get the roar off, they get the necro book off, and then it's probably a 5-for-3 in the other direction, where Dragneel loses all 5 and DC will lose just 3 of their heroes. So but you can see Snaky did get that kill with Resolution. Yeah, he got brought down by Weehaw, the Supernova, but KYH as well as Mason focus fired effectively enough to be able to win that fight, and Weehaw was not tanky enough to survive, so he gets brought down pretty quickly. Boom. Nicely done. Let's take Roche. Look at the Aegis up for Mason. Gem is finally picked up for the IO. This is one of the most important items of the game. Resolution is going to get back to work by farming up the Aegis stack. Might go for, what, MKB next? Satanic. What did he buy? It's on the courier currently. It's Butterfly. It's my other option. One of those 3 items. So he has... Now they're going to force an MKB to come out from these heroes, the Clinks as well as the Mason Razor. But he already picks up a Blade of Attack for what I imagine to be a Chrysalis. He also gets a gem for Way 2, which is important. And by the way, that Death Ward did some damage, but they didn't get the amp damage off onto Resolution because I don't... Just, it wasn't there in time, so... Amp damage goes off onto Resolution, and he probably dies a lot faster. Now they're going to have to deal with evasion and the fact that he's already inherently tanky with this Scotty with, what, a lot of armor. 30 plus. I'm not trying to do math right now. They're going to set up for a defense with DC. Look at this positioning. No dire observer wards here, so they have no vision of this. They're going to walk up, and here we go. Roar's going to come out. It's going to be out of Snaky. He's in trouble now. They're going to jump in. Snaky's about to fall. Death Ward coming out. It's bouncing through. They get the zoom off in the visor, but already Dragneel in a bad spot. Look how low everybody is. They'll lose 2. Resolution gets the Aegis up as well. Yeah, they lose Misery, but they're going to get everything in return. Or at least they're going to get Mason. Dragontail comes out. Right click from Weehaw, and Resolution, Rocket Barrage, and right click is more than enough to get that kill. That's without the Butterfly, by the way. It's just a bad engagement. Going into that tower, 5 versus 5. Dragneel did not have any vision. The vision advantage won again by DC, because guess what? They have a Beast Smash with Hawk and a gem. Speaking of gem, did they lose it? Find out. No, it's still on the Starladder, which is good. That is a great fight for DC. Finally, they get something going their way, and that's going to even things back out. In fact, it's going to put DC ahead just by a little bit. 31 minutes into this game. It's Diffusal Blade coming up for Clinks. Wants to get through that Ghost Scepter, understandably so, but again, the Butterfly is going to be tough to deal with, and Weehaw gets the AC now, too, so he's got a lot of armor, too. Gets the Blade Mail for extra 6 armor, then he gets another 10 armor from his Assault Curiosity. He has his Armlet, which when it's toggled on, he has another 5 armor. I believe. Maybe 4. I can't remember if they changed it again.
Dire's top tower
Well, it
is
doesn't
under
say for
attack.
some reason, but... Anyways, he's going to be over 40, almost 50 armor. He will be over 50 armor. Which is kind of insane. At some point, you do reach diminishing returns with this item and armor, but... kind of nuts. One or the other. What I'm trying to say is that this DK is a tanky mother. If you understand my meaning. Yeah, Snaking is going to build... he has that casual blade of attack. He's going to turn this into a diffusible... I mean, I imagine this is a diffusible blade. Midas finally picked up for Soxa, so he's had a bit of a rough game. This is where it gets a little bit easier for him. He'll transition into what? An Aether Lens, perhaps? Into an Aghanim Scepter? Hold that thought, as we are going to see a Smoke of Deceit, and this might be a good one. Vision-wise, they know exactly where everyone is. Jumping, crush onto 3. Deathward bouncing through Plasma Field going as well. It's a lot of armor for Weehaw. He's going to be able to stun up at least way 2. Now Mason going to work. Weehaw takes down 1. Can they get more? It's already 3 for 1 exchange of Snaky. He's going to town. Resolution getting chased down. Weehaw does get the kill on the Slaughter. Resolution very speedy. He pops the usage of that flutter from Butterfly, and they can't get him. They won't be able to chase him down, so it's actually a 2-for-3 trade. That could have been a lot worse. Maybe Weehaw is now getting chased down. The anti-damage vision. There's the strafe. The blade bill comes out. He tried to armlet toggle, was not successful in doing so, and Dragneel will take a 4-for-2 exchange. That's a huge fight going their way. And that is the full diffusal blade now coming out for the Clinks, which means he can diffuse and chase down just about whoever he wants, with the exception of the BKB and heroes. Again, DK doesn't have his BKB, nor does the Gyrocopter, so diffusal blade is going to be a lot of bang for your buck.
Illusion.
And finally, Snaking's like, I want this goddamn tower. It stood for too long. Give me that. Later.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They do know a Butterfly is now up for the Gyrocopter, so MKB should be your next viable option for both the Clinks and the Raider after he picks up this Assault Cuirass, which treat Assault Cuirass like an arms race. Whoever gets one first, you have to pick up one on the other side. Gem's still up on him. I think they actually got the other gem. They did. Got Misery's gem. I believe it was Misery's gem. Yes, and he'll probably put that in the base. And just keep TP scroll. Drop that bad boy. Maybe. Mason. Roche is about here, I think, for respawn time. Actually, almost full max frame Roche respawn time, which kind of sucks. But here we go, another smoke. Everything in this game has been based around smokes of deceit. Whoever gets the initiation is usually the one with the smoke, and they usually have a pretty good fight. And DC will lead the way. They've got a scan, by the way. So if they want to use it, they can go for it, but they're not using it currently. Vision-wise, they see somebody up top, but that's it. They probably should imagine that everyone else is in the jungle. They're going to draw a line. They're going to head straight for it. Resolution will be first contact. Mason sees him. They'll ping him out. They know that he's there. Waitu's going to make it away in the smoke. Not successful yet. This fight not looking great. Mason's caught in between rock and a hard place. He'll have to pop the BB. The right click going to town, doing a lot of work, but there's the blink roar. They pop the neck roar. They're going to go in. Zoom about to come out for KYH now. Dragneel up. Good call down. Black Cannon, Supernova on top. Mason's in trouble. He'll go down. KYH will fall as well as Waitu. Now they're on the doorstep of the tier 3 tower. They'll try to chuck it down. It is backdoor protected. There are no creeps in the base or near the base, but DC finally get yet another good fight going their way. Turning it around, and Dragneel will lose all 3 heroes, and also Snake needs to leave, like, immediately. He needed to leave yesterday. They have the homing missile on top of him, too. He needs to TP out before that hits him, I think. He'll just take the hit. But here we go. DC are going to push up. They're going to have to force back buybacks. And guess what? They don't have Mason for 40 seconds. He bought before he died. This tier 3 tower and Rax are in trouble. It looks like DC might actually get the first full set of Rax coming out. Just based off one fight, they get a full set. They might get 2 sets of Rax now. Buybacks are not coming out for Dragneel. They'll have to use their Doom here. There's still no buyback for Mason. It'll respawn in 20 seconds. Glyph is already used. Look how quickly they take this down with Assault Cuirass. They're going to get 2 sets of Rax, it looks like, coming out in Dragneel. They might have just lost the game based off that fight alone. The game was so even, you lose 2 sets of Rax just based off being in a really bad position. That's huge. Mason also not having buyback, another gigantic mistake that cost him pretty much the game. Really not the best decision for him to buy out his Assault Cuirass, but he didn't know there was a smoke of CC coming. It's not like he thought they were going to have to buy back anytime soon. But that's just how quickly you can take a set of Rax for DC. The amount of push potential they have, the amount of armor reduction they have, the amount that they can just chew through the buildings is pretty ridiculous. And so now, with 2 sets of racks down, you're pretty much, you have to get a full team wipe and have the troops inside the base of your Dragneel to even think about being able to take this game. Because there's going to be buybacks for DC. There's still towers left, both the tier 2 bottom and top. And Dragneel are just going to go desperation and run at the enemy heroes. Moo, of course, already knowing this is happening. He's got his blink up at 3 seconds. They didn't smoke. I don't even think they have one. They do, but they didn't use it. Well, it might have been the right time to use a smoking deceit, but unfortunately, they do de-ward at least that ward spot. So now, DC, all they have to do is play carefully, save for buyback, and the game is pretty much theirs. The only person that does have buyback is Sox. Everyone's a little bit close, though. Like 300, 200, 600. They're not far away. All right, well. So scan coming out. Uh-oh, DC have been scouted. Snake King coming in. Moo. And the smoke is broken. Here we go. The scrapes up. He'll pop the BKB. Called out will go. Looking for his stun. They'll find Resolution. They get off the Doom as well. I think they got it onto Resolution. The Death Sword coming out. Weehaw stops it though. Now the Inferno Blade. Great supernova from Saksa. The Sunray onto 3. They're going to lose everybody. Saksa will stay alive momentarily. 4 dead. It's going to be 5. GG called instantly. What a fight for DC. Saksa with a beautiful supernova into Sunray. That is the power of the Phoenix. Damn, that was strong. Looked real good coming out for Dragneel in that team fight. It looked real good for the entire game, but DC, Saksa God, ends it right there with a beautiful Phoenix Supernova. Resolution does his job of carrying to the T. He died once, 719 GPM, 708 XPM.